Alright guys, happy Saturday. Today we're gonna hit up today's WOD. It's gonna be SeaWorld. It's gonna be with weights, and then there's gonna be a version we have without weights. With weights, it's gonna be what we call on the 5x6 rounds. Basically every 5 minutes is gonna be one round, and then at the end of the 5 minutes you're gonna go ahead and proceed to the next round. Each round is gonna consist of 10 alternating single dumbbell power clean and jerks. I'll go over that in a minute. And then followed by a 400-meter run, and then finished off with a 100-meter single dumbbell farmer's carries. 100-meter single, basically every meter, if you guys really can't gauge it too much, a meter is about like 3 feet in change. So that'd be like about like 1, 2, or 3 of your feet would be like about a meter or so, just in case you guys were wondering about that one. All right. Let's see, farmer's carries. So let's go over first the alternating single dumbbell power clean and jerks. For those of you that have the luxury of having one of these dumbbells here, anytime we do power anything, it means we're going straight from the ground, all right? Power cleans and jerks, they're gonna look like this. You're gonna start from here, from the midline here, all right? You're gonna come down, you're gonna get into a it's gonna start off almost like a squat position, and then from here what we're gonna do when the power clean, basically we're gonna bring the weight all the way up, and it's gonna be sitting at our shoulder. That's gonna be the clean itself, or the power clean, since it's coming from the ground. So it's gonna look like this, full hip extension. All right, remember the full hip extension is important because a lot of times when we come up and the weight gets kind of heavy, we tend to kind of cheat it up, and then before we even get into this position here, we kind of just try and get under the dumbbell before doing that, and then we take away basically all the power we have from the hip that we're supposed to generate from the hips. All right, so again, and come all the way up. All right, and you can catch. If you really have to get under that weight, you can get under it. That's the clean, or the power clean, since we actually got it from the ground. And then the jerk itself, remember the feet are gonna be at about shoulder width apart. From here, we're gonna, kind of like the push press we did yesterday, except we're gonna add to it this time. We're gonna add another dip to it. So we're gonna go down to a small dip. Remember, there's not a squat dip, right? So we're not coming all the way down. So slight dip, and then full hip extension, and then you're gonna push up. All right, so it's gonna look like this, right? And then you're also gonna be, watch my feet. All right, and then come up into full hip extension again. That's gonna look in the front, and then up. Or you can try the split jerk. Basically, that's gonna be. I suggest though, if you haven't yet tried this version of it yet, don't go straight for the split jerk. Split jerk, you go in a little later once you start getting comfortable with this move first. Once you start getting comfortable with that, remember, since we do have the dumbbells, remember we're going to try and be in the scapular plane, which is about 45 degrees from here. And split jerk is going to look like this. All right. And remember that foot that's coming forward is coming up first, and then get followed by the other leg. All right. I'll do that again. And up, and then up with the other one, and then right back down. All right. We're going to alternate between arms, so we're going to start with, remember, always start with the weaker arm first, because any deficiencies you have with the weaker arm, you're going to want to kind of work off of that. You don't want to go too far with the stronger arm and then kind of leave your weaker side neglected, all right? Then alternating some single dumbbell power clean jerks. Remember, 400-meter run. Guys, run is pretty self-explanatory. You guys go out there and then just pretty much run. But really important when you guys are running, make sure there's no heel striking when you guys are out there, which essentially looks like this when you guys are running and you guys are tempted to bring the leg forward in front of you. Remember, try to avoid this. Try and really focus on landing on that midfoot. All right, midfoot when we're running, and then when we're trying to propel in front of us, we're gonna land here, and we're gonna bring the leg back behind us, almost like we're dragging our feet up this way, right? And then the foot is gonna come back up this way, and then land straight this way. A lot of times we're tempted when we're going faster to go up in front of us like this, and elongated heel striking is gonna cause a lot of knee pain, guys, right? You're gonna wanna try and avoid those. And then followed by the 100-meter single dumbbell farmer carries. You're essentially just lifting this weight up, right? And then you're walking 100 meters with it, all right? 100 meters one way, and then you could, essentially, if you want, you could do 100 meters one way, and then the next time around, you're gonna go with the other arm, or you can do 50 meters with one arm, 50 meters with the other one. Okay? Without weights, again, 1 to 5 by 6 rounds, same principles, every 5 minutes for 6 rounds. Basically, if you finish before the 5 minutes is even up, that's pretty much your rest time. Let's say you finish it in 4 minutes, you have the other minute basically to rest, regroup, kind of like, all right, let me go hit it again, and you're gonna go straight for the next one. Now the next one, if you don't happen to have any weights with you, we're gonna be doing it with a pack. You're gonna wear any kind of weight vest or any kind of book bag. I'm pretty sure your kids, if you do have kids at home, have like a book bag on it. You can load it up with some weight. What we're gonna do is we're gonna hit up 15 push-ups, 15-meter walking lunges. Remember again, 15-meter walking lunges, each meter, remember, is about like this much distance, about 3 feet, right? So what we're gonna do is 15, we're gonna do basically a walking lunge, one going with the left, one going up with the right. That's gonna count as one. We're gonna do 15 of those, all right? So this is gonna be 1, you keep going up. That's gonna be 2. You're gonna keep going back and forth. If you're running out of space, you keep going back and forth until you hit about 15. And then again, the 400-meter run. If you have never ran with a vest or any kind of weight on you before, I suggest you do not run with a vest on, especially if it's been a while since you ran. I would suggest starting off with very lightweight if you do want to go at it. No more than 5 or 7 pounds. You really don't want to be adding pressure to the joints as you're running, especially if your form is not all there yet. All right. And then every other week or so, if you really want to work on weighted vest, I would suggest probably, let's say you're doing 5 pounds the first week. Every other week, you're gonna go up in like increments of about like 2.5 pounds or so. Okay, no more than that. Otherwise, you're asking for injury at that point. Okay, so that's gonna be the end of that on the 5 by 6 rounds without the weights. That's gonna be our workout for Saturday, guys. I hope you enjoyed today. Remember, follow us on Verrazano CrossFit online if you haven't done so yet. You guys can post up your time on Wodify, your results. That's it for today. Hope you guys have fun. Enjoy.